Hello, everyone.
Hi, little peeps.
I'm going to wait a second and see who else we have. Hopefully you guys can see us so it's not too crooked. Alright, we're just waiting for people to join, but if you are on here, let us know what scares you most about doing LuLaRoe, and you'll be entered to win free leggings. Hey, Brianna and Bethany. So, what we said earlier was just comment with what scares you most about joining LuLaRoe, and you will be entered to win free leggings.
Your makeup's on point tonight, just let you know. Just saying.
That was such a weird thing to say.
I can't help it, she's pretty.
Well, thank you.
That's why I married you.
Oh, God. Here we go with the mushy gushy stuff. Alright,
Anyway.
so for free leggings, comment with what scares you most about joining LuLaRoe. And also, obviously, ask us questions. Ask him questions, because this is all about his point of view tonight. Hey, Kelsey. Hey, Lori. Hey, Peggy. So just go ahead and start with, again, what was your initial reaction when I brought up LuLaRoe?
Alright, so husband's perspective. Dos. So Molly has done direct sales before with a different entity, 31. It was good company. She went through the whole sales, built up a customer base, and built up a team, and was really successful at that. But the main concern was I saw her put in all this time and energy, month after month after month.
A lot of time and energy.
And I mean, it was like, she would come home and work like 3 or 4 hours after a full day's worth of work, and then at the end of the week or end of the month, she'd only get like a $50 paycheck. And I'm like,
This is with, by the way, this is with another direct sales company. It was with 31. So if you're joining us, this is not talking about LuLaRoe.
yeah. So this is, I'm looking at comparison.
History.
This is history. So with all that, so Molly brought the idea of LuLaRoe to us about how she wanted to join another company. And, I was like, we've already been there once. I'm not really crazy about this. But then,
How did you react when I told you how much money it was?
Oh, so this was just the idea. She hadn't even mentioned, like, the initial investment or anything like that. Because with her other company, it was like a couple $100s, and she gets the kid and all that jazz. So when she actually come out with, it's going to cost, what was a dollar amount?
$5,000. Over $5,000.
$5,000. I about crapped a brick, okay? It was ridiculous. I was like, there's no way. Absolutely not. Well, we're new parents. We have, at the time we had like a 4-month-old, and she had just started another job, and we just moved into a house. We got bills, we got to live, all that jazz, and like, there's no way. You got to be ridiculous. So we started watching videos. So Molly was kind of sneaky.
Yeah.
She was sneaky. So she's over here watching these little
He told me
LuLaRoe.
absolutely not. He was like, we don't have that money. I don't know where you plan to get that money. You were kind of mean about it.
We watched videos exactly like what we're doing tonight. We watched other young couples or other couples give their perspective of, starting out in LuLaRoe. And, she's over here listening to it out loud on a speaker, and I'm over here just catching the audio of it, and I'm listening, and these people are saying, we had big hesitations at first, and then, we actually started selling, and it was just natural. It took care of itself. You didn't have to worry about anything. And, after like 3 or 4 videos of listening to that, I was like, okay, fine. I will be, I'm a supportive husband. I want you to succeed. I will, take the initiative. I will sit with you and watch stuff.
Yeah.
He
finally came around to, like, he'd learned more about it, but he was still like, Molly, that's $5,000. I don't know where you plan to get that.
So we kept on watching these videos, and we started watching Periscope. We started watching a couple other consultants do, like, live sales. And what kind of what stood out to me was, unlike other direct sales where everybody's selling the exact same product, this is what stood out to me is like everyone we watched, they may be selling like the same type of shirt or skirt or dress or whatever. The prints were just absolutely like gorgeous. I'll use that term. Just like absolutely, they were nice stuff, okay? So they were nice, and we never saw a duplicate of anything.
No.
And every single one was like, bam, sell, bam, sell, bam, sell. And there was one consultant that really stuck out to me.
We watched a lot of Betsy Thompson
Yes,
to prove the point of, if you know who that is, she would hold something up And honestly, guys, it could be the most god-awful thing. And she'd hold it up and she'd have 10 sold comments on Periscope.
I
so,
mean, we watched a
watched
5-minute we watched a 5-minute video, and Molly counted up the number of items. She's like, she just sold 20 items in 5 minutes. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
do the math. How much is that? Well, she probably just sold about $800 worth of stuff. I'm like, good Lord. So, after a couple videos of this,
thanks for the hearts.
it wasn't just her. It was everybody else we were watching. I mean, she had volume because she had many followers, but even like the new people that had only been in it 3 weeks, they had the same result. I mean, they weren't selling 30 items every 5 minutes, but they were doing well.
Yeah.
So after listening to that, and then so I came around to the idea of, I know you can run your own business. You do a great job at that. I've seen you do it once before. I know you're that entrepreneur spirit. You can go get it yourself. So I gave her a task of $5,000 is a ridiculous amount of money that we just don't have that, laying around ready to go just spend it on whatever. So
And I didn't, guys. My savings has had 1 penny in it, if that, my entire life. So it's not like I magically had this just saved up.
So I challenged her. I said, all right, if you can go get the money, then I will wholeheartedly support you and try to help you get this business off the ground.
And I said...
That was literally her response.
I was just like, how am I going to come up with $5,000? Like, who just has that? And I just started thinking about it. I was like, I'm going to have to work the streets. I've got to find a third job. Like, I was panicked. But it actually ended up working out. To come up with the money, I did a couple of different things. One of them was his idea, was I talked to friends and family, and I said, if you want to donate money for my initial investment, you will get that in product credit when my inventory comes in, and you get first pick of absolutely everything. So I got probably, I'd say like $500 about that from friends and family that knew they were going to purchase stuff even though they didn't know LuLaRoe, but they trusted me and knew that I wasn't going to give them some Walmart clothes.
Pre-sales. That's all. I mean,
yeah, basically pre-sales. And then I also did take out a 0 interest credit card. It's 0 interest for 18 months. And I was like, worst come to worst, I can pay it off in 18 months. So that's kind of how I got to that point. So if you're listening, comment with what scares you most about joining LuLaRoe, and that'll be entered to win. That will enter you to win free leggings. I can't talk tonight. So, and ask us what questions you have, or especially for Jason, about, his experience and what he's experienced so far. So let's talk about, after the first month, how did you feel? We've done a video on that, but...
So the first month, we got we made the initial purchase, we got all the inventory here, and when we pulled up like 6 huge boxes worth of stuff, and like we just kept on opening. It took us like 2 days to get through everything. I'm like, crap, this is a lot of stuff for this amount of money. I'm like, when you break it down, it's really not that bad at all. So after we like set up the office and got all the product out and put it out, and she did her like couple open house parties and kind of started online, and so the sales started coming in, and then at the end of the month she rolled in like over $5,000.
It's $5,600 in the first 30 days.
In the first month, I'm like, holy crap,
That's
like,
4 times what I made working a full-time job, just so all of you know that.
Yeah,
I quit my job.
Yeah, so after the first month, because I
days.
told her, like, if you can make your money back, you can, we can save money, you can stay home, if you can figure out a way to do it, while staying home, taking care of our son, by all means, because between you saving in daycare and then you actually making money on doing your day job, by all means, you're more than covering your bills. So,
all right, let's answer a few questions real quick, and then from there we'll talk about how we're doing so far after the second month.
You like my shirt? I like my shirt.
A lot of people have been commenting on your shirt.
She branded me.
Yes,
okay?
I did. If he's gonna help me at events and stuff, he needs a shirt. Okay, so 0 people skills. Aaron Stixbury, I can tell you that you don't need people skills. You don't need to do videos like this, like I do. I just enjoy them. That's just my personal way of selling. But if you look on my albums, Aaron, you can tell that I just take photos of the product and post it in Facebook. It sells itself. I don't go out and ask people to buy. I don't have to do these live sales or videos. I just want to. That's my personality. but you do not need people skills.
That was a big
people
difference.
buy the photos.
I'll say that's a big difference from other direct sales that we used to go do events on weekends. Like, I would actually go help her with her 31. And it was like every other weekend we'd go do like a vendor event outside or inside somewhere. And we'd haul all our stuff, get it together, haul it around, and then, you know, just pray and hope somebody would at least stop by the booth to make sure we could get our payment back. This has been completely opposite. We take some photos, post it online, we sit back and watch the sales come. It's ridiculous. I like it.
He likes it, yeah. Okay, so someone mentioned the cost and not being able to make anything because you've been in direct sales before and all you did was spend and never made the money back. Crystal, that was your comment. I know those direct sales. I've done those direct sales. My mother's done those direct sales. So I completely understand. The difference is, like Jason said earlier, you're not selling the same thing. So it's not a game of everyone selling, let's say Mary Kay, for example. Everyone's selling, because that's another company you have to buy inventory. Everyone's selling the exact same thing. Okay? So the only difference is, do I like this Mary Kay consultant or do I like this one? Who am I going to buy from? Because I could buy it anywhere. And with Mary Kay, you could go on their website and order it. You don't even really need a consultant. So, Crystal, I get that. The difference is, if someone sees something I have that they like, they have to buy it from me regardless because everyone has different inventory. Like, there's no one, absolutely no one in the company that has the exact same inventory I have. They may have one of the same shirts, but how are you going to find that consultant, you know, out of thousands and thousands of consultants? So it's not based on, it's not competition with everyone else. So it sells itself. Did you want to add to that?
Just say, like, the foundation of LuLaRoe is, like, all these different prints and such. So they make the fabric, and then they cut that fabric into certain lengths and sizes and such. And they only, I think, is like 150 of each print for that size.
It's like 1,000. But, I mean,
I don't know.
Divide that by 25,000 consultants.
You're not good. I mean,
yeah.
So what really got us started was, like, Molly bought one dress from LuLaRoe, kind of start off to see if she even liked it. It was her rose dress. And she's like, she loved it. So she spent, like, while she was waiting in the queue, she spent like 4 weeks looking for that exact same dress or something to match it. And after like 3 weeks, she finally found one that was a little girl's dress. And hey, we're having a little girl.
To get a mommy and me set.
So we're having a little girl. So mommy and me set.
But it took forever to find that dress.
I mean, and she actively like went from page to page to page.
Yeah, trying to find it.
Actively looking for it. And just couldn't find it just because it's unique.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Molly Miller, you mentioned that you think it might be a fad and will fade out, or you're scared that it's a fad and will fade out. I completely understand. I have a marketing and entrepreneurship background. So when I look at some of these direct sales, I say to myself, is it, you know, cool right now and it's just going to be over in 10 years from now, kind of like other ones that I've done? No, here's the deal. Here's one good thing they mentioned a couple good things they mentioned at convention about it fading out. Number one, think about the economy. When you have no money and your family's trying to help you or your mother's trying to help you, do they go out and buy jewelry for you when you're in need? No. Do they go out and buy bags for you when you're in need? No. Do they go buy makeup for you? No. What do they go buy when you're out of money? Food and clothes. That's what you always need, is food and clothes. And so no matter what the economy does, we are going to have the demand for the clothes. Now, as far as the fad, LuLaRoe makes over 600 prints a day. They design 600 new prints a day. Can you imagine that? No other retailer even comes close to that. They make one print and they mass produce it and sell it all over the U.S. And all those clothing stores are shutting down. American Eagle's shutting down. Wet Seal is shutting down. All these clothing stores, Aeropostale is shutting down. All of them are falling in the hole, and LuLaRoe is on its $1 billion in sales. So that right there can tell you that this is not just clothing that is going to fade away. All right, so what other do we have? Sarah, you have fear that you can't sell like me. Well, I'm just on live video because I like it. You do not need to sell on live video. Honestly, if you can upload photos to Facebook and get people to your Facebook page, which I can absolutely help you with, you're golden. That's it. And I don't add people to my Facebook page. They go searching for me because they search for LuLaRoe. All right. Rachel has a question for you. What's your favorite part?
Okay, so I go back to the example of we went on vacation back at the end of May. So this is like in the first month. And we were on the way down to Florida. And Molly's sitting over there playing on her phone. I thought she's just over there playing around Facebook or whatever. The whole way down there, between the rest stops, she was down there selling stuff on parties, uploading photos or whatever. I'm like, what are you doing over there? Because her phone is just blowing up. It's like bang, 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 bang. I'm like, who the crap are you texting? And she's like, I'm not texting. I'm checking my page.
I'm texting another man. And making money doing it.
But she's like, I'm over here actually working my business. I'm like, how long you been doing that? 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, so what have you done? She's like, well, I sold 5 shirts and about 3 pairs of leggings and a dress, and I'm like,
that'd be what, $400?
You've only been doing this 15 minutes here while we're driving down the road and you're making money? Holy crap. So that's cool.
All right, Crystal said, Sarah Reagan asked how I looked in those leggings. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Okay, Crystal, you're worried about the money because you don't qualify for loans and credit cards and hospital bills and things like that. And then you also asked about a special room. Crystal, I have a room just because when we moved into this house, I had an office, and it really wasn't much of anything other than my office.
It was our junk room.
Yeah, so I had the space. You don't need it. I tell you right now, even Betsy Thompson, who makes over $81,000 a month, over that, she keeps all of her inventory in her garage, in the packages, and then she also, I think she put up shelving in her garage. And then the rest of it, she keeps stacked away on these little portable hangers and stuff like that in her living room. You do not need the space for this. I'm telling you. You don't even have to take it out of the box if you don't want to.
You take a photo. You could put it in your own closet or wherever. Just somewhere where it's not going to get damaged or get pets on it.
Yeah, and none of the clothes wrinkle. So you could leave it in the bag. You could take out one, take a photo of it, put it back in the bag. It doesn't wrinkle. It's no big deal. So you don't need to hang everything out. This is not necessary. I just did this room for fun. Okay. Yay, Lori, you're waiting to onboard. How exciting. Okay, Deanne, you're worried about not being able to pick the product and being stuck with something no one wants. That worries you. Well, I don't have a single print that doesn't sell. Because there's a print for everyone. Even when I pull something out of a bag and I'm like, that is not that pretty.
There was some in her initial inventory. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. We paid money for this. You're going to have this thing sitting here and we're never going to get rid of it. It was one of her first ones that sold in the first week. I was like, all right, I'll shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Dan, you have to realize that just because you or I don't like it, did I say that right? That's completely wrong. Either way, just because we don't like a certain print or a certain style doesn't mean someone else won't fall in love with it for a certain reason. Every print has a person. And there's been some brown prints that I'm like, really? Brown? What are you thinking, LuLaRoe? And then a certain person with a certain type of skin tone, it looks gorgeous on them, and I couldn't imagine them wearing anything else. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know. So you have to realize that there's prints for everyone, and I have yet to have anything that just doesn't sell. Yep, Sarah, the inventory is all completely different. You order style and size. We still got to get to...
Right there. What's that up?
I don't care who the consultant is. I look at everyone's albums. Oh. Yeah, Lori. So Lori says she shops from everyone. I still buy from other consultants because they have stuff I don't have and I want it. Jason, I'm not going to stop until you talk about how cute Molly looks in LuLaRoe stuff. I could do this all day. Okay, how did y'all do in the second month? Thank you, Bethany. You're keeping us on track.
Good question.
Do you want to say it?
You got the number. I don't know.
You say it.
Holy shit. Oh. Sorry.
We're live, man.
Whoops. Censor that. Sorry.
I can't censor a live video.
So,
Don't watch with your kids.
Is this year to date, or what is this?
That doesn't include today's sales.
Okay, so this is since you started.
This is as of yesterday.
Okay, so as of yesterday,
from May 1st until to now,
Molly has sold $13,556. If you would have told me 3 months ago that Molly would start a new job, working from home, and sell $13,000, I would have. I don't know. I would have went and running.
You look like you're on the verge of tears.
I'm getting emotional.
His eyes are watering. I don't know if you can tell it.
It's also bad allergies, but do you feel it in here?
I love it.
So anyway, so like that's a testament. Like Molly is a good entrepreneur. Go get it done.
Thanks, buddy.
But I love you.
I love you.
But no, seriously, like
take a moment. Just kidding.
Sorry,
go ahead. No.
So, anyways, but seriously, like it really does take care of itself. Like I would say, like 10% of this has been Molly. 90% of it is just take a photo and post it online, and it does itself. So.
Yes. So, Adrian, your question is: space concerns you, and I don't want to do videos from my garage and not sure where I would hold inventory. Adrian, you don't have to do videos. If you want to, great. That's completely up to you. A lot of consultants don't. Majority of them don't. I just do, like I said, because this is my easy way to communicate with you guys, quick and efficiently, and not through, like, texting.
She's pretty. She looks good on camera. I can't help it.
I think he's sucking up for something, guys. Okay. So, and then, worried about space. You don't have to put it in your garage. You can also put it in your living room. You can keep it in the boxes, honestly, and then just pull it out. And also, a lot of people do multi-consultant sales in person, so you could just bring it out in person only when you have big sales at a different place. And you can talk to me more about that. Able to make videos. A lot of people buy a little backdrop from Amazon for like $10 to use for photos and videos, just to have something pretty behind them besides whatever is behind there. Okay, do you leave inventory up 24/7 or take it down? Rachel, I leave it up 24/7 because my pet peeve is to go to another consultant's page and they don't have their inventory posted. Like, what's the point in having a sales page without your inventory?
I will say we played around with this at first. Whenever she first made her inventory, she kind of put it up, kind of posted it out there. And then, like, she got a lot of attention the first day or two, and then kind of went away. But that was because we kind of figured out, oh, it's because people keep on constantly checking. So, like, she started her own page, and then she started joining all these other multi-consultant sales, posting inventory, and kind of building her page to kind of get people visiting. So once we finally got people visiting Molly's personal VIP page, then we just left it up all the time, not really worrying about it. The other thing is, like, posting new inventory. So when you get your first inventory, that's all you got right then.
Yeah.
But when you make some sales, as soon as more comes in, you're going to have new products. So people are going to see new things that they've not seen before.
Yeah.
So you can try out different things.
All right, Carly Massey. I have a people person, I have the space, and I have the time. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so if I were to jump on board, how would I convince my husband to who is the money maker and hard worker of our family? That's a you question. I mean, you heard what I did. I brought up the idea, then brought up the money, and then it was basically a hell no, another bleeper. But it was basically a hell no, and he wasn't very nice about it. And from there, I just started listening to the videos on YouTube of all the husbands talking about it. And I did that while he was sitting next to me on the couch.
She was sneaky.
Yeah.
So I'll jump in here. It's like, you know what?
What would you say to him to convince
at the end of the day, you know, like, Molly supports me in my job. I have an excellent job. I love my job. Molly fully supports me in my role. So from me, as like, just to be a good husband, I don't want to suck up for myself here, but like, to be a good husband, I want to be supportive of her and make sure she's happy. So, like, I saw her go to work every day and come home with, like, the most miserable look on her face because she just absolutely hated what she did. And for good reason. I mean, it was either the people, the work, the management, whatever it is.
It was not a good place.
It was not a good place. And, like, we tried the best we could with it for the longest time. And
because I was making the most money there than I've made.
Yeah, I
anywhere,
mean she was.
so.
I mean she was making the most money out of any job she's ever made there.
Yeah.
But it was not worth it. Like I would come home and just see her like stressed out, like immobile, sitting there like I just don't want to get up tomorrow because I have to go back to a job.
Yeah.
So like as a supportive husband, I'm like, okay, we've got to do something because this is no way to live. This is no way to continue to go day after day doing something that you just dread to wake up in the morning. Now, Molly, I've never seen her this happy in her life.
Except when we got married.
I'm about to say there better be something. But I mean, for like Molly doing her own thing, being a creative, successful person, I'm very happy for it, and I just want to see her do the best. So, guilt your husband into it. I mean, come on. If you support them, it's only fair as the spouse that they support you as well, equally. It's a partnership.
And Carly, get him to watch this just because I can tell you, when I was miserable at my job, when I came home to he's 9 months now, but when I came home to my son, I was so stressed out from work that all I wanted to do is go upstairs, go to bed. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't really want to be around my son, which is horrible to say as a mother. But I know you guys have been in this situation somehow, some way at one point in time with your kids. Like, I just was not... I didn't know who I was. I had no clue. I had no purpose. I hated my job. I felt like I was a horrible mother because I was at my job all the time and not taking care of him. And it's just our life, like our relationship, everything has completely changed since LuLaRoe. Just because I'm making more money, which is not the top priority, but at the same time, it takes a lot of stress off of us. It takes a lot of stress off of him. But I'm also spending all day with my son. Like that to me is number one. And if I can make 4 times what I did working a full-time job I hated and be home with my son, like if I had listened to myself before this, I would have jumped on it, no doubt. But I understand being scared. All right. I'm just reading some of your comments.
Bleep.
Oh yeah, we're falling behind.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll through here. Okay, out of that 13 grand, how much do you actually pocket? Molly Miller. So, you want to know how much went in my bank account? $13,556.82. That exact number is what actually went in my bank account. So, it's not like other direct sales where, like, with 31, I'd sell $1,000 a month, but I'd make $250. So $250 would go in my bank account. It's not like that. When I sell a dress for $48, I get $48 put in my account. LuLaRoe pays your sales tax. They pay it to the state. You don't worry about that. And the customer pays shipping. So when I sell a $48 dress, I get $48 put in my bank account. So all of that actually went in my pocket. Now, as far as the markup, it's about 50. It's always at least 50%, but usually it's 50 to 65%. So you're always making at least double what you spent on the product. So, for example, don't ask for a discount because I won't give you one. But I'll give you an example of what the markup is. So, a Nicole dress costs $48. I spent $21 on it. Leggings cost $25. I spent $10.50 on one pair. So, the markup's there, guys. You will make plenty of money for this.
So your actual expenses, I think and Molly can send this out, they talked about this at her convention, is like, the rule is if you sell something, like 50% goes into repurchase inventory. Another 10 to 15% should be like your other operating expenses like mailing and, like shipping and all that other jazz. And then, the other 30 to 40%, whatever that is actually your personal profit. So from there, you want to buy more inventory, grow your sales, you can do that. If you want to take it home and go take yourself to the nail shop, get pedicure, manicure, get a nice little massage, you can do that as well.
Because he's not going to do it.
No. So there's real money. It's a business. So if you want to buy inventory once and sell it all and don't buy any more,
you do what you want.
You do that. But like if you actually want to continue a business and grow a business, you will take it, you will split it, you will go rebuy inventory, and you will continue to get a cash flow from that. So.
Right. So, Tiffany, Nicole, you had a question. How do you not stay glued to your phone to answer questions and do sales? Well, I am on my phone a lot. Honestly, that's because I have the time. Usually, especially during Henry's nap time, that's when I'm on the phone the most. And my phone's always with me, so I can always check it. Now, as far as not being on your phone all the time, you can set office hours. And honestly, a lot of people that buy LuLaRoe know that we have a life. You know, we're not sitting on Facebook all day long. I get on and off, but honestly, I'll probably spend like 5 minutes an hour just because I check it a lot. That's my own personal preference. You can set business hours on your page and say, I've seen it done before, where you say, you know, from 2 to 4 every day, I will check messages, send invoices, and reply to all your questions. If you want to do it that way, that's up to you. I personally just check my phone. Now, I can tell you, when Jason comes home, from the time he comes home until probably 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, I'm usually not on my phone, except for nights like tonight we do a video. Usually I am focused on doing dinner with them and family time, and then getting Henry to bed and bath time, and then I get back on my phone just to check it. So it's your business, it's your hours, you choose. I just like checking stuff. Is everybody still seeing this video? It looks like people are still.
Any other questions? Keep on coming with the questions.
Yes, Molly. Hopefully that helped with the percentages. I'm not seeing any other comments, so there we go. Okay, good. It's all working. Great. So what other questions do you have? I know some of you said your biggest fear was the money, and I get that. I didn't have the money. You know, like I said, I had a penny in my savings account. I just graduated college a year or so ago. It was not there. So I get that. The only difference is when you want something, you will find a way. Whether it's doing a credit card. I know one of my team members is taking out a loan against her car. And I know that sounds a little extreme, but at the same time, she's sick of living paycheck to paycheck and not being able to afford anything. And she wants to be able to do this and actually make real money. So she's taking that risk because she knows it's real. And she also knows me personally. So she knows I wouldn't say spend $5,000 and you're just going to be in the hole for the rest of your life. You know, if this was anything negative, I would not even talk to you guys about it. Because I love you guys more as a relationship than anything else. Alright, Adrian. Is LuLaRoe a team effort like other direct sales? Would you help me launch product line? Yes. Adrian, I would be there for you 100%. If you need me to help put clothes up, I would absolutely do that. It is a team effort, so usually you do rely on your sponsor. And we have a whole team that answers questions. And if I don't know the answer, you know I'll find it. I'll figure it out. So yes, you have support 100%. You can ask Brienne and Kelsey. They just started. They just onboarded. And they've done, I think they said they've done over $2,000 in the 2 weeks they've started. So they're a prime example. And I've been there answering their questions the entire time. And they live in California, so it's not like I can physically go help them.
Tiffany, how much do you hold out for taxes?
That's you.
So that's a good question. So again, so if you do it through LuLaRoe takes care of the sales tax. So then you just need to hold back for your personal taxes. Everybody's tax situation is different. You know, this is a personal business. You have expenses that you can offset, you know, things like that, like travel. She went to convention. All that convention is tax deductible, goes against that. So I think the rule is like 10%, 15%, depending on, you know, your sales.
Just general rule of thumb.
You know, worst case scenario, when you hit a point to where you're making so much money and you feel like your sales outweigh your expenses, you will actually start reporting that quarterly to the IRS. There's a form online. It's like a simple summary form. Just every quarter you go out and you estimate, all right, I think I've sold this much. I think my expenses are this. Kind of here's where I anticipate my taxes to be. All right, I estimate my quarterly portion to be this. I make a payment. And at the end of the year, you sum it all up and you see what's the difference, what you owe. So.
And now, so for all the people who are out there that are like me and your eyes glazed over during all of that talk, the good thing is you'd have me to help you out because I'll be over here asking him. And not only that, since I'm new to it too, I just started in May, I will go through all this tax stuff, you know, figuring everything out before you, so I can say firsthand what worked, what didn't, so you don't make the same mistakes or anything like that.
And a lot of the people we watch, they actually went out and hired their regular. If you already have a tax accountant or a CPA that helps you do your taxes, anyways, just ask them what you need to do, what's reasonable or whatever. I mean, it's from I've talked to 2 or 3 CPAs about this. I'm an accountant, but I don't have a CPA, but I've asked several others, and they're like, just hold this back, fill out this form, good to go.
Simple as that. All right. So, do you feel like there's a lot of inventory that you have a hard time moving? My biggest concern is getting stuck with a lot of items I can't get rid of. That's actually the first thing Jason said to me after we got everything hung up. He goes, what if you don't sell anything? And I was just like, oh.
That was, I mean, because when you hit
don't say that.
Well, I mean, when you hit that point where you bought $5,000
right.
of inventory,
it's scary.
And you look around and you're like, holy crap, I have
there's $5,000, well, $10,000 sitting in my
400 pieces of clothing sitting around here. What in the world are you going to do if you don't sell a small or an extra large shirt or dress, a skirt, whatever?
I don't have issues selling anything. I randomly do sales to make stuff less expensive. The only reason I do that, LuLaRoe doesn't suggest to do that. The only reason I do that is if I want to order a new style that's coming out, or if I want to order something faster. If I just need, a little bit more income to order something, that's the only reason I do sales. And I will not do those but like once or twice a year.
And I'll kind of add to that. Molly's kind of brought up to where we're at right now. I'll be honest, we're kind of at the good problems in a startup business.
Yeah.
We've hit the point to where we've got the sales, we can generate the sales, but now it's like
I'm selling so much I need more inventory.
Right. So like by the time it takes us to by the time her sales actually hit her count to the time we put in a reorder, the time the inventory arrives at the door, there's like a week,
2.5 week lag.
2 week lag. So it's like 2 weeks there. Like if she may be really low on stuff, like a certain size or product,
yeah,
and it just doesn't sell because you only have like one item. Well, of course it's not going to sell because you don't have selection. So we're at the good problems. We need to figure out a way to grow the inventory.
Get more inventory, yeah.
And so.
Okay, Tiffany, I'm going to go back to the tax question really, really fast and then answer the other ones. So, Tiffany, as far as holding back for taxes, here's a good rule of thumb, and I just figured this out this month. So, you're learning from me, and I'm learning from my own errors. So, what I do is I take 60%, because that's a typical markup of LuLaRoe, 60%, well, 50%, either one, and I put that in, I keep that in my LuLaRoe bank account. I move 30% of my profit to my personal checking to pay bills, just because I'm a stay-at-home mom now. This is my income for bills. 30% in my checking, 10% I put in a savings for tax, okay? So I do 60% stays in LuLaRoe to buy more inventory, 30 for checking for bills, and then 10 for taxes. So hopefully that helps you. I wish I had known that in the beginning. That would have saved me a lot. Okay. How long did you wait before you added a new style, or have you? How many items have you built your inventory to? Well, Rachel, that's kind of the problem we were talking about now. My inventory is a little less than the initial package right now. It's a little less than 400. I think we're at 350. Just because I've sold so much that I'm kind of back down to slim pickings. So I'm having to order more. New styles. I added the Irma and the Azure. The only reason I did is because a lot of people requested them. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. You need to build your inventory wide before you build it. No, deep before you build it wide. So you need a lot of a certain style before you order a new style. Because right now, since I have new styles, I have like 3 in a medium of a certain tee, but I have tons of tees. So it just build deep before you build wide. Okay. Did I order the Carly dresses? Crystal, no, I didn't. They actually, because they offered it to everyone at convention, they sold out before I could get there. And also they're $55 for the dress. So this sounds horrible, but right now my customer base, especially my local customer base, $55 for a dress is a lot. Even $48 for Nicole is not usually what we'd spend. So just for my own personal business, I wasn't too worried about it. I'll order the Carly later if I need to, but I need to order inventory to go deep, not wide. So I didn't order any new styles yet. All right. Can you be a sponsor cross country or only local? Molly Miller. I have a team that started under me for the first time. Partnership. 2 people, Brianne and Kelsey. They live in California. They live, and I live in Tennessee. They are 30 minutes from home office. So no, you don't have to be local. It can be across country. And I talk to them every day. We help each other, and we're closer now than I could ever imagine, just because, through Facebook we talk a lot.
This is very much an internet business. So
yeah.
If you can be halfway across the world and do it, so more power to you.
Yep. All right, Rachel, do I have an LLC? No, but you can. That's completely up to you.
We're sole proprietor. We do joint
I do
taxes
sole
and stuff.
proprietor.
So it's just like any other If you had a partnership, I would certainly consider that, but it's just us.
Okay, Crystal, the minimum order for any minimum order is 33 items. I don't know why it's 33. That's the most random number, but it's 33 items. So, in a month. So every time I go to order, say I need to order some more classic teas. I've got to order 33 items. So I can order 33 classic teas if I want to. But usually I'll order like so much of every size. You can order size, and you can order style, like the style of clothing. You can't order prints or anything. But you have to order 33 pieces. So usually on average 33 pieces cost me a little over $600. And that sounds insane, but if you think about it, when you're making $5,600 in a month, or you're making $13,500 in 2 months, $600 is chump change.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
We asked that same question when she started, like, how much is it? And we did the math, like, at minimum, that's a $600-700 purchase.
And I was like, $700 a month?
Every time to reorder,
yeah.
She sold $600 in the first 2 days.
More than I did. My grand opening was like $1,300, and that was little for normal grand openings.
So,
okay, Crystal, you have to say that you're inspiring because I'm from Clinton. You're from Clinton, and I love that you mentioned the price point that your customers can't afford. My husband's military, so we work in Arkansas now. I get it. Yeah. So Crystal, you're from this area, so you understand. It's not. Like, we go to JCPenney and $15 for a dress on clearance is kind of like, I don't know if I have the money for that.
We are very much clearance shoppers.
Oh, yeah. I go straight to the back.
We went to the outlet malls, the clearance. This is the end of the season, special extravaganza, 60% off.
Alaska, Crystal. Yeah, no. That's a lot further away.
That's a different state then.
I know. I just saw AK.
Yes.
I'm from Clinton.
But regarding the price of the product sells itself. Like, the few people that come over that never actually seen it before, they come over, they tried it on, they're like, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, I gotta have this. It was ridiculous.
Let me give you an example, and this is not the only time it's happened, but I'll just use an example. There was a mother from the church that came over. She had never tried LuLaRoe, but other people from our church had tried it before because, they know me and they're like, what the crap is this legging stuff? Why is everyone freaking out online? So she came over to try it. She didn't wear leggings. I didn't wear leggings before LuLaRoe. I thought they were not pants. But she came over and she didn't even want to try on the leggings. And she didn't really want to try on much. And I just said, try on the leggings. You don't even have to come out of the dressing room. Put them on and tell me what you think. You don't have to show them to me. Just try them on. She came out and spent $250.
Same day.
And same day. And that is not the first time it's happened. She had no idea what LuLaRoe was. I can tell you that with 31, a lot of friends and family didn't buy from me. And with LuLaRoe, it's the polar opposite. Just because, guys, these clothes are amazing. Like, they're comfortable. They don't wrinkle. They're insanely soft. They have one-of-a-kind prints. It's just amazing. All right, what's the most popular item you sell, Carl?
By far, the leggings.
Yeah. That's
far.
A given. LuLaRoe means leggings to a lot of people.
Okay, so we did an inventory count the other day, and so we did it from, like, the first 2 months. She had sold over 400 pairs of leggings. Mm-hmm. If you would have said when she started this business, she's going to sell 400 pairs of anything, I would have said, get out of here.
Yeah, I would have thought
That's
you were
just one product.
Going crazy.
Not counting T-shirts and everything else, so...
Yeah. The leggings, they sell the fastest, but if you're actually thinking about joining, then you can know this from a profit margin standpoint. The leggings sell the fastest. Yes, they are quick cash, and I love it, and they're comfortable, and everyone loves it. However, The leggings, the markup is a lot lower than everything else. And what I mean by that, so if you're selling a lot of leggings and that was all you sold, leggings cost you $10.50, you sell them for $25. That's $14.50 is your profit, right? But if I sell in a cold dress for $48, I paid $21. So that's what, a $27 markup? So the difference is $14.50 or $27. So leggings sell fast, they're amazing, but they're also not your highest profit margin. So just keep that in mind.
You need a diverse product group. You need some quick sellers, and then you need some items that you know, your higher markup. You need variety.
Outside of the leggings, because it's summertime, my fastest sellers are classic tees and Irmas, and then the Cassie. So those are my fastest as far as because it's summertime. All right, what is the onboarding call? Do they turn people away? No, they don't turn people away. So what happens is you sign up on my link, which I can send you in the email if you didn't already request it, which is completely free, and you send in your application, and from there it's about 8 to 10 weeks to wait around and get whatever you need to get, racks, hangers, whatever.
It seems like forever.
It does. And the onboarding call is where LuLaRoe calls you, and that's where you submit your payment for your initial inventory. Right now they have kits, and they didn't have kits when I joined, so they have kits now. So you wait around for a call, and I can look at the spreadsheet of the queue, is what it's called when you're waiting, and tell you kind of what date you're looking at. But no, they don't turn people away, and if you don't have the money when they call, it's not a big deal, but I think they might put you on some sort of waiting period afterwards before you re-sign up, if that makes sense. So you've got 8 to 10 weeks. I signed up before finding the $5,000, and it's actually like $5,300, so it's a little over $5,000.
You need to kind of essentially almost have like your game plan ready to go when you sign up.
Have a game plan, but you don't have to have the cash in hand when you sign up.
You can just say, all right, it's going to take 6-8 weeks. I've got 3 weeks to come up with money or a way to get some money. So.
Yeah. Adrian, that would be awesome to do tops too. What is the startup fee? Casey, it's $53.55, I think, right now. $5,355. That's without leggings. If you want leggings, I think it's another like $1,000. And I started without leggings. They didn't have leggings when I started. They were sold out. So I went a whole first month at $5,600 with no leggings. So it's not the end of the world if you can't order leggings. But the startup fee is like $53.55. And like I said, I didn't have that when I signed up online and sent in my paperwork. I was just hoping and wishing and praying and coming up with ways. I didn't even get the credit card situation figured out until probably 2 weeks before I got my call. Just because that was my last resort. Okay, so that number of what you've made in the first 2 months, is that before or after costs?
That's sales. That's revenue.
It's revenue. So that went in my bank account. That I'll just have to hold it up. $13,556.82 or something like that. I probably read that wrong. So that went in my bank account. Now, like I said, the markup was usually 50 to 60%. So profit-wise, what? Maybe $7,000 to $8,000? If it's like a 60% markup.
But
$7,000 to $8,000 was my actual like profit, but $13,556 went in my bank account.
But we worked to, like, the whole goal that we tried was to really try to build the inventory. So we tried to invest.
The more you have, the more you sell. I'm telling you. Because you can't sell something you don't have.
It sounds crazy to put that much money in inventory, but you got to have the product there for people to even search. Again, this is all unique, different, and there may be, certain patterns that certain people like and certain patterns that other people don't like. But if you only have two of a certain size, of a certain whatever,
it's harder to sell.
You're going to have a hard time selling it.
Yeah.
Not that you won't sell it, just it's going to take more effort. So make it easier for your customers.
Yeah. And on top of that, now I completely forgot what I was going to say. All right, so what other questions do you have? Maybe you'll jog my memory. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Your inventory. So as far as the cost, Now, I did not, we said the profit margin, it may have been like $8,000. I didn't spend $8,000 on inventory. To be honest with you guys, I still had a job when I started in the first 30 days. And what I did wrong, so learn from me, is I was spending my LuLaRoe money on just extras. Like, we needed towels in the house, I went and bought a whole bunch of towels. You know, I hadn't bought a purse for myself in a long time, so I bought a purse. I just went out and I bought a lot of clothes for Henry. I magically had money that I was not used to having, and I went out and spent it instead of buying more inventory like I should have. So, I know, and he's sitting over here, he was yelling at me the whole time, but he was right. So, learn from my mistake. You usually want to put at least 50 to 60% back in inventory. If you can do all of it, golden. If not, 50 to 60%.
Just make the general rule. Do like what, if you do this right the first setup, set up a new bank account or just a new separate space.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you get a paycheck in, split it. Some money goes here, some money goes there.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get enough money in there to go buy and reorder inventory, the 33 items, how much ever that costs, whatever you're wanting to buy, go make a payment, go get it coming in, and eventually get a steady flow of items coming and going.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, I know it's been a while since we said this. To get entered to win free leggings, just tell us what scares you most about joining LuLaRoe. But did you ever say how you felt after 2 months? You did it, and you just...
I'm living it up. I'm LuLaRoe, okay? I'm branded. I love this stuff. Okay, honestly, from my husband's perspective, I've never seen my wife so happy in my life, excluding our wedding.
Yeah.
She was just as beautiful as she's been. No.
I'm telling you, he's sucking up for something.
No,
I'll
but
find out,
no.
and I'll let you know what he's sucking up for.
That's later. No, but seriously, like, I've never seen her so happy. I see her being a successful businesswoman. I saw her every day go to work. She hated it. She hated what she did. She'd come home and just break down and not see our son, not get to see him like an hour or so, go to bed, hate life because of the situation. This has given her a new opportunity, and I'm glad she found it.
I am too.
Because
it's been the biggest blessing.
It's made her happy. It makes the family happy. She gets to see her son a whole lot more than she ever did.
And Henry smiles all the time.
He does.
He's just so...
He's turning into a mama's boy is what's happening.
And that's okay. I love him. All right, so, Adrian, how often do I need to do videos to be as successful as you? I didn't start videos until probably a couple of weeks ago, honestly. And the only reason I did that is because, you want to know the real reason? Was because with leggings, they sell so fast that I was like, I'll do a live sale, and that way I don't have to photograph them. That was me being lazy, and it just turned out that, you know, the live sales, I could hold up a pair of leggings, and they were gone, and I didn't have to photograph them, and it was just a lot easier. You don't have to do that. You can take photos and upload them.
The sales become easier when she got more people to her VIP page. So, like, at the very beginning, when she had a couple hundred or 1,000 or so, you know, the sales, you really wouldn't have, like, maybe 3 people watching a live sale. But now, her VIP page is, like, booming, and she has people watching her videos.
And Adrian, how you get people on your page to get to how I am currently is I did a lot of multi-consultant sales, which I'll tell you all about that. And we actually just started running our own as a team. So you're automatically entered into one of them. And what you do is giveaways. So I'll say, free pair of leggings, join my VIP, and you'll be entered to win a free pair of leggings. That'll get me 400 or 500 people easy in about an hour. So that is gold to me. I will ship out a $10.50 pair of leggings just for 500 people. That is nothing to me. So
I kid you not, one night I dared her. I was like, you break 3,000 people, and she's like 200 people away. I was like, you break 3,000 people, I'll take you to dinner or something. She posted up.
Oh, you know I did it.
She's like, free pair of leggings, add your friend. 1,000 people later.
Yep.
1,000 people.
And it's not, I don't add people. People add themselves because you have to realize, too, the name on everyone's VIP has to be LuLaRoe, first name, last name. Guess what people do when they want more LuLaRoe? They go to the groups and they type in the search box, LuLaRoe. Everyone's name pops up. So people are added to my page that I didn't work for or give a free pair of leggings for. Okay? All right. And friends refer friends when they see a print that I have that they want. So it's always growing. Okay. I'm just reading some of the stuff.
How much time outside of videos do you spend handling inventory and invoicing?
It depends on the day. If I have new inventory in, probably, honestly, like 2 hours. Now that, if I get new inventory in, the 2 hours is unboxing, sorting everything, photographing it, and hanging it if I don't do a live sale, if it's like if it's not leggings. Probably about 2 hours. Now, your initial inventory, the hardest part of LuLaRoe, and you can ask Brianne and Kelsey this because they just started, is when you get your initial inventory, it's about 400 pieces. You can imagine hanging 400 pieces and photographing 400 pieces. It took us a good weekend. Like, from dawn until dusk.
I would put it on the hanger. She would go take a photo. I would put it on the hanger. Take it off.
It took forever. Now, after that, your inventory shipments are not 400 pieces. So it doesn't take me 2 hours to unpack everything, photograph it, hang it up, done. Post it on Facebook, okay?
The main thing is you take a good photo first. It's done. Save it in your phone. Save it wherever. You're good to go. You keep it until you sell it. If you sold all that, you're done. Okay, and I didn't even answer your question. Your question was about handling inventory and invoicing. So, like, pulling inventory when someone purchases. That takes me not even... It will take me a total of 5 minutes. For one order, 5 minutes, maybe, to grab whatever they got off the racks. I hang it on a separate rack, a sold rack. And then I put in their address in my shipping thing. It prints a label. I weigh it and ship it. Done. Throw it in a bag. I ship it the next day. That takes me about 5 minutes per person. And I usually do 7 to 8 sales a day, just on average. So I did, while she was gone on convention last
30
week,
minutes?
I did some of her
a little over 30
shipping
minutes.
for her. I don't know how to work her computer. I'm not an Apple person. She has Apple. I didn't know how to work her computer. I barely know how to work her shipping thing. I shipped 3 different things in less than 10 minutes. Yeah. It's super simple. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time at all. And the invoice, how long does it take you to do invoice? Invoicing, not even a second. And I do that on my phone, too. So you just copy and paste their email address in your back office. You click what they ordered. You hit send, and you're done. And they pay it, and once they pay it, you ship it. Invoicing is the easiest part of my job. This is not a job. I don't know why it's a job. So... What other questions do you have? I haven't seen any comments after Kara's. Talk about the team. How does the team structure work? Okay. You're welcome, Adrian. I hate laundry. Yeah, well, you wouldn't be doing, you don't wash your clothes. You don't wash your inventory, but your own personal clothes, yes. As far as the team stuff, what Jason mentioned, it has been the best team structure I've ever seen. And I know a lot about a lot of direct sales. So what happens is you have your directs, people you personally recruited. You get 5% of the inventory they order, which sounds like very little, but think about this. So let's say you signed up a friend. So let's say Adrian, for example, if you signed up tonight, you just did the online paperwork, everything free, right? You automatically are a consultant, even though you haven't onboarded, and you can recruit someone underneath you tonight as soon as you signed up. I signed up under my sponsor the day after. And what happens is you get 5% of their initial order, or 5% of all of their inventory orders. So their initial inventory is what, 5,000? So what's 5% of 5,000? Like 250? 250. So that's $250 that you didn't work for. They just wanted to join, so they joined under you. And then obviously you get 5% of everything they order. And then you get a percentage of their recruits once you promote. So people are making the big bucks. I can tell you there was a lady at convention, which I talked about on my other video. She had 400 people on her team. She didn't personally recruit them, but she made $59,000 in just team commission in the month of June. $59,000 in 1 month. Like, I'd be happy to make that in a year. I'd be so happy to make that in a year. But she made that in 1 month, and that was from her team, not her sales. Alright. What other questions do we have?
But definitely I can tell you guys that if you're even considering working from home or doing something that can make you a lot more money, this is the way to go. I can't believe how much, like, this number, guys, and I'm not a top seller. I'm not doing anything phenomenal. The average consultant sells $4,000 in their first month. I did $5,600, but that's not phenomenal. I don't work for this, guys. I know I'm doing a live video just because I want to answer questions, but this is not it. This is not hard. Alright, so, do we have any other questions, or are we about done? Is there anything you want to add?
So, from my husband's perspective, kind of summarize everything we've talked about tonight. You know, I know she had some hesitation. I definitely had some hesitations when she even brought this up. You know, we talked it out. We worked through it at the beginning. We figured out a way to come through, like, the whole money part of it and the getting set up part. But then it really, it takes care of itself. It's been awesome. Our family dynamic has been, like, completely, like, world changing. It's awesome. I love this. I've never seen her happier. She gets to see her son. I get to come home to a happy household, happy wife, happy life. But seriously, like, this has been fun, and I'm just happy for her, and I hope she continues to do well. And I know if you have any questions, Molly's here anytime. If your husband's have any questions, you know, give a shout out to me. I'll give you an honest answer. So,
Kelly wants to know if you'd talk to her husband.
Give me a ring.
Seriously.
Seriously, like, Facebook me, call me,
and he knows
whatever.
how to talk man to man, where it's like real.
I'll answer if they're probably thinking what I thought, and I'll give you a straight, honest answer what we went through. So
yeah.
So anyways,
I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you want to be entered to win for leggings, just, you know, comment with what you're most scared about joining LuLaRoe. If you haven't received the email from me about how to join, how much it costs, what's in the kit, what the link is, what the application is, I have a whole email. It also has a breakdown of how long it takes to pay back your initial investment month per month based on your sales. And the sales that are on that spreadsheet are low. It's saying if you sell $2,000 in your first month, that this is how you're going to pay it back. $2,000, guys. You'd have to not post photos online to only do $2,000. Okay? So, if you'd like that email, just send me your email. You can send it private message or comment on that post where it says, love what you do, and get that, okay? What is the market saturation? There are 1,031,000,031 consultants, for example. Amanda, you asked the perfect question. Because I did 31, and I know there's 1 million consultants. I know 1 million consultants. You're not selling the same thing. I think we did say that a little bit earlier. If my neighbor sold it, guys, it would help my business and not hurt it, because we could do sales together. That's the difference. All the consultants do sales together because we all have different inventory. So everyone's customers are everyone's customers. It doesn't matter if they buy from me or buy from my neighbor. I'm happy for them either way, because I don't have what she has. So it's not like I'm offended or they didn't choose me because I'm selling the same thing she is. Does that make sense? So saturation doesn't exist. They are genius how they've made this, okay? Because no one has the same thing.
Who do you know that does not buy clothes? Everybody buys clothes. It is not a bag. It's not jewelry. It's not perfumes. It's not any of that, candles.
Mm-hmm. Molly, give me your email and I will send it to you.
So, that's the cool thing. I like that. That's what sold me. That's one of the big things that sold me.
Yeah, and Kelly losing money, that was really scary too. I was like, $5,000? What if it's just gone out the door?
It was
$13,000 in 2 months. I think you'll be okay.
Okay, we were really concerned like the first day, and she only, you know, she had some initial sales of a couple $100, and then we got to that weekend. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have all this stuff. What if it doesn't sell?
And I was shaking, guys. I was scared to death.
After the first week, we're like,
what am I gonna do if? Yeah.
I mean, it was just like 2 weeks into it, Golden.
And Shannon, I'll send you that email too. Okay? Yeah, so Amanda, saturation doesn't exist with this. I'm telling you, they are genius. And they even talked about that at convention. And with 31, you can't say the S word, saturation. It is a bad word.
Taboo.
I know. But at LuLaRoe convention, they mentioned saturation. They were like, even if there's a possibility of it being saturated with too many consultants, they're going to be going international too within the next 5 years. That's different than 31. 31 waited until the market was so saturated here, they had to go international to save the ship, to save the company. This, they're already going to start going international. I ship to Canada all the time, guys. So you have to realize that's not going to happen. They know what they're doing. They are geniuses when it comes to marketing. So, all right, we are going to get off here. Feel free to leave your email. I'll send you that email with all information. Feel free to keep asking questions. Jason's on the page too, so he can answer if you have questions that are just directed to him. But have a good night. Go spend time with your family. Thank you for spending over an hour with us. So, bye everyone.